What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Kushranada from the channel Frost and Fist, and this amazing brother of mine.
What's going on, guys? I am Freak, and welcome to the show.
All right, guys, and we actually have a really interesting, something we're going to call a coffee table battle report today.
Coffee talk.
I mean, it's not going to be a professional battle report.
It'll
This
be
is
so
definitely
professional.
this is definitely not going to be the caliber you see on Winters
This
or
is
another
tournament
great
level, guys.
battle report. But what I want to say that is that if you're here watching this, then you're going to be here to see two guys, two bros, just having a good time on the tabletop and hanging out. And that's what we're doing today. And we're really excited about this battle report too. We're just sitting here, and we all talk about the social contract, right? So we want to make sure our lists are, comparable, so one is just not out muscling the other, right? And so we talked about our lists, and without even telling each other what was on it at first, when we went over them, they're pretty similar. And we're like, what if this unit hit this unit? And what if Lysander got into combat with, this priest with the armor of Russ? And both of us just didn't pump for this battle. So what we bring you guys today is...
Hi. Okay, so basically I am taking a spearhead detachment. My three heavy units that I'm taking are going to be...
What's the big thing that we're playing for today?
Oh, the big thing.
The big thing. Guys, we haven't played with our knights since we painted them up.
Is that what we're calling it? Oh, yes, the Knights. Knights, like Imperial Knights. What's wrong with y'all? Jeez. Anyway.
Remember, I'm Asian, so, for me it would be more like an armature. Anyways.
Just making wishful. Guys, we're so excited. So we're actually getting to take our Imperial Knights. They're going to go head to head, toe to toe.
The beginning of the year, that was the first thing we each painted this year.
Yep.
Our knights.
As a matter of fact, we were geared, we were poised to actually play a game. As a matter of fact, now that memory serves me, we were about to play an amazing game, and I got called away for work. As a matter of fact, our lists were so identical then, and I just remembered that.
Like the mat, the terrain was all set up. We had started a battle report. We went over our armies.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was ready for right before the first dire roll. I think we had just finished deploying. We were about to roll for initiative.
Yep, we were fully deployed.
See who would go first.
Yep.
And then the phone went off.
I got a call.
That unsatisfied, all the models still on the table feeling.
It makes you want to throw up.
Hobbyist blue balls, really.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is another. It's like a round two or take two of that, and we're really excited because it's going to happen. Even though I am on call, the place will burn. That place will burn. I'm playing this freaking game.
And so what we're doing is because this is going to be a coffee table battle report, we're hanging out in my apartment and we're playing. So we're going to play on my coffee table, right, instead of the nice big table. Giggity. But what we're going to do is we dropped it from the 1750 list we had before to a 1500 point list. So.
Which was challenging. Quite challenging, because I mean, everybody knows the knight's going to take up a good bit of that surface area, especially point wise. So we kind of made it, and it's so funny because as I was building my list, right, he's already had his list built. I hadn't had a chance to put it together. I thought I had a 1500, and I think I may have deleted it or what. Regardless, I started putting together, not knowing what he was, taking to the table. And after I was done, I said, okay, let's go ahead and compare notes. That way, there's no surprises. You'll know what again, it's just that understanding of what each one is taking. So, and as I'm listing everything, he's like, okay, so. And it hadn't even dawned on him, and it hadn't even dawned on me. And he started listing his stuff. I'm like,
there are some similarities in the list.
Yeah.
I mean, we play each other all the time, so I guess it's just our similar play style.
Well, here's the thing, and this is actually a good point because, like I told him, I'm prepared playing against Space Wolves because that's what he's taking. He's taking his Space Wolves, and for me, I don't care what he takes with Space Wolves. I always have to be prepared for melee. Always have to be prepared for melee, and that.
So before I even start listing my stuff, he goes, "Just give it to me straight." How many cavalry are you taking?
And I'm like, wait, no, I built my list around the stinking cavalry, but you were going to take the cavalry, put them back in there, put them back. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll have to. So tell me the rest of the story. So anyway, he goes on and tells me the rest. I'm like, oh my God, our lists are almost identical. Again, I mean, almost power for power, you know. So it's gonna be really interesting.
In function, not in quite in exactly what we took, but
right.
in function.
Right, exactly. Almost by slot, but it's actually pretty impressive how close they are. So I am excited because again, we never got to do this the last time, and he hasn't had a game in
mid-December, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've known the touch of the dice. Anyways.
I still hear it. Oh.
So, we're going to go, and we're going to talk about our lists. We'll walk you on through it. Freak what you take.
Sweet. Okay. So, all right, like I was starting to say, I'm taking a spearhead detachment. Of course, it's a 1,500 points. I went a little over, about 1,510. We were good with that. So for my heavy support, I am taking Hell Blaster Squad. I'm taking Land Raider Crusader. I'm really going to utilize the Bolter Discipline Beta rule, which I think is going to work out really well. Again, you guys understand. I'm in my mind. I'm preparing for his cavalry because you know, last thing you want is those freaking riders coming up and just show up at your front doorstep. Ding dong, Avon, punch you in the face. Not fun.
See, this is what he gets for this tailoring.
I can't stand you. So with the Land Raider Crusader, it's going to have, of course, the Hurricane Bolters, the Twin Assault Cannon, and I'm also taking for another extra 2 points the Storm Bolter. I'm also bringing my Predator. Predator is going to come. The Twin Last Cannon and additional 2 points for Storm Bolter as well. So those are my three heavy support. Along with that, I'm taking an Inceptor squad. I haven't fielded my Inceptors in quite some time, so really excited to see how they work. I mean, if I play them right, I think they'll do really well. I like them because they don't suffer any heavy penalty rules at all. You know, they can take that crazy assault bolter. And I'm taking 2 elites. One is a Venerable Dreadnought. The Venerable Dreadnought is going to have your standard arm with the Storm Bolter and the Twin Last Cannon for the other weapon. You know, notice I'm taking as much bolter power as I can because I want to utilize, you know, the tactics that not just Space Marine but the Imperial Fist actually can capitalize on. You know, especially with that new Bolter Discipline beta. So I want to try to utilize as much as I can. Not to mention the Bolter Drill. So
he was thinking of throwing out a lot of shots to chip away at some cavalry. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can shoot the kneecaps out of these things, they don't have kneecaps. They have elbows. Anyway, and then lastly, it's going to be my Aggressor squad. I absolutely love my aggressors. I think they're going to be a good addition, especially bringing the auto bolt storm gauntlets. I'm not doing the flamers. I don't have any with flamers yet, although that's probably something I may actually consider down the line. So anyway, now that is all going to be. I'm taking Captain Lysander as my HQ.
Is he your warlord?
He is my warlord. And of course, I am taking alongside my knight. My Imperial Knight is coming in as Knight House Hawkshroud. He is going to be a Knight Paladin. Of course, he is taking your standard Reaper Chainsword, the rapid fire cannon with the heavy stubber, and the shoulder weapon, the shoulder stubber, and 2 big feet to stomp on. That's about it. So that's pretty much my list of 1,510. And what are you taking?
I am taking just a patrol detachment of Space Wolves, led by a Wolf Priest with Saga of the Wolfkin to get extra attacks, and his relic will be the Armor of Rust, so pretty pumped about that. I'm also taking a squad of Grey Hunters. It's funny because I talk noise about tacticals all the time, but I took Grey Hunters this time because I wanted access to a dedicated transport.
And you get to use the Bolter Discipline.
Sure. That's gonna... I tell them all the time, I really don't have a whole lot of belief in the Strength 4 AP0 shots, but sure. I'm also I'm taking them in a Razorback with twin las cannon.
Cynic.
I just wanted a cheap platform, honestly, for the twin las cannon. I'm taking a Dreadnought with missile launcher and twin las cannons. It's almost like I anticipated going up against someone's armor today. I knew that there would be things like Predators and Land Raiders, but I mean, that would be list tailoring, so it's not like we do this to each other. I'm also taking a squad of Wolfen with 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shields, and of course the pack leader of Frostclaws. I'm putting them in a Storm Wolf with twin las cannons, Hellfrost, and some Skyhammer missiles. I'm taking my Sicarian battle tank with the Accelerator autocannon and twin las cannons, or sponson las cannons. And I am taking my House Tyrannus Knight Errant. So going with the Errant setup, I'm going to go with the Thunderstrike Gauntlet, the Thermal Cannon. I'm also upgrading to an Iron Storm Missile Pod, and the chest weapon will be a Heavy Stubber. So,
and that's going. The rules for that are going to be AdMech, right?
Right. House Tyrannus falls under the AdMech.
AdMech rule. Okay, cool.
So,
wow.
House Tyrannus, of course, I'll be getting a 6-up Feel No Pain for my Knight. And House Hawkshroud will be unaffected by his wounds as far as stats for your shooting profile with how many wounds it takes. Basically, he always counts as having double the amount of wounds for that chart of how effective his Knight is. So, getting him down to 12 is not going to help me out even a little bit. I got to get him down to critical. I pretty much got to kill him to make his Knight less effective. So that's going to be crazy. So he's still going to be shooting on full profiles all the way up until 5 HP. That's pretty hardcore.
I'm going to need it. I mean, you see what it's taking. I mean, you get missile pods and all kinds of weaponry and shenanigans and whatnot.
That Land Raider and Predator, I'm worried about. Hellblaster Squad, that's just going to delete stuff. So we got some pretty big threats on both sides. I'm pretty sure with as much firepower as on both sides, whoever rolls first turn, that's going to be super important.
Yep. Our play area is going to be pretty, our workspace, whatever, is going to be pretty small. So again, yeah, it's basically whoever rolls go first and makes it first, So it's going to be crucial because there's not a lot of distance from the battle lines there from each other. So,
all right, let's go to show you the coffee tabletop setup on our coffee table battle report. Let's check that out. All right, guys, here's kind of our setup. So we have the Imperial Knight, the Dreadnought, the Sicarian, the Razorback, Grey Hunters. All of them, that's a cluster F of damage there. And then we've got the Grey Hunters and then the Wolfen and Priest in the Storm Wolf right there. On the other side, we've got Lysander, the leader, BA, heading up the aggressors on the bottom floor. On the top floor, tell us about this freak.
I got my Inceptor squad in the back side, and they can take off from here. And my Hellblasters, they're going to be raining all kinds of Hades down.
There's a lot of DACA coming my way.
Yeah. And then I got my Venerable Dreadnought, and then of course my Knight and Land Raider Crusader, not WYSIWYG.
How you feel about this Clash of Titans?
Nervous. Really nervous.
All right, so this is going to be a really important roll to see who goes first. I finish drops first. I will get the +1. 6. I got a 7. All right, you can't beat a 7.
No, so why am I rolling?
So we'll see if you can seize on a 6. That is not a 6. All right, guys, turn 1, Space Wolves. All right, beautiful people, we're trying something new this go around. I'm going to update you every movement phase, every shooting phase, every fight phase. Since it's a smaller game, it shouldn't be a pain to really show everything that's going on, but I think it'll help you keep track of the board a little better. So the knight moved up the full 12 inches. The flyer decided to just go kiss the knight lightly on the cheek, just mwah. It's full of wolfen and a wolf priest, so, you know. And then everything else stood still. I just rotated the Sicarian a little bit, so that way, you know, I mean, it just looks more professional if it's facing the way it's supposed to be shooting. I know in 8th edition it can shoot any direction. I just wanted to rotate it so that way it looks like it's shooting the right direction. But yeah, we're going to go into shooting phase. Alright guys, end of shooting phase, Space Wolves turn 1, and I have mixed feelings. I killed one guy, that's it. One guy. I did a lot of damage to this Dreadnought eventually. It's running Venerable, so he has 2-up saves, and this guy rolling 5s and 6s for almost all of his Venerable saves. It was crazy. So I was just deflecting missiles and las cannons left and right. What finally got a 7 damage out of 8 was the Hellfrost cannon on my Storm Wolf. So
of all things.
And then so it tanked a lot. It really, I mean, even if it goes down next turn, it absorbed a lot of firepower.
What did you shoot it with?
Everything. Okay, so all of my big weapons, so the las cannons, the missiles, the las cannons, all and these missiles here all went into the Dreadnought to bring it down to 1 wound. It absorbed so much firepower. It just, if he hadn't paid the extra points to make it Venerable, it would have been smoked. But he made saves like a boss, so that was really good on his part. And then all of my small arms fire. So the actually not even small arms. So the autocannon, the stubber. Oh, it also tanked las cannons from here. Just shrugged them off. And the Skyhammer missiles went into the Hellblasters. The stubber went into the Hellblasters. And the accelerator autocannon and the heavy bolter all went into these guys. They lost 1 guy and 1 took a wound. They, again, saves for days over here. So I have mixed feelings. It was actually a lot of defense by the Imperial Fist. Surprise, surprise. These guys really would make Dorn proud, I think. Because they definitely built themselves a little fortress. So let's take a look at how do you feel about making all them saves like a boss? How do you think your turn?
Not gonna laugh. It always happens. First turn, you know. First turn, I typically I'm okay. So my second turn, third turn, yeah, I'll probably re-roll 1. So I think that's my luck right there. All my good luck just got spent on defense right there.
There's no way you can continue rolling 6s. Huh?
No. You saw that, right? I rolling a lot of 6s, a lot of 5s. You know, a lot of good saves, and yeah, that's as far as it goes.
Well, let's see how the streak continues as we go into Imperial Fist turn 1. Alright guys, here we are at the movement phase of the Imperial Fist. Freak, walk us through what you did.
Alright, so basically, see this thing right here? Nino Likey. So we're trying to get out of the way. So the best thing to do, especially because it looked like they were going to try to deploy to block my Land Raider in. Because, I mean, if they do that, then that's less firepower from them. So, moved my Land Raider out of the way and brought it up because he can only turn so much, so I'm okay with that. My Inceptors, they were here. I flew them down to here, so in case they disembark with all the wolfing, they'll at least be able to get them with a couple of pop shots there. Moved my poor limping Venerable Dreadnought, just kind of hiding behind the Knight. Lysander and the aggressors moved up as well, leaving the Hellblasters right where they are because, well, I need them right where they are. Start picking off some furry friends in case they do pop out. Now,
interesting point of fact. I think from some angles, if this knight for some reason disappears, I mean, it's not impossible. Is that Lysander the closest unit?
So, if we recall, a very similar incident that happened, not with a knight, but with the Armiger.
Interesting.
Armiger. Anyway, we took them down. So, anyway, we'll see if we can do a repeat on that, but we'll see how well my rolls continue to go, because typically they'll fizzle out on first, second turn.
All right, let's see what he does with this aggressive movement as we go into the Imperial fist shooting phase.
Okay, guys, so this has been a very interesting turn, right? Everything seems. We try to concentrate as much firepower onto Mythos' knight. We were able to take some wounds off of it using my knight, the Hell Blasters, and the aggressors. They all kind of pitched in and whittled them down to 17 wounds. The Dreadnought here was able to take out his Dreadnought. There's nothing there now, which is kind of good. And we try to concentrate the rest of the firepower, which all we had was just bolters. The Land Raider, we tried to put as much as we could, but really the only thing it did, we were able to take out one of the, what do you call it?
Grey Hunters.
Grey Hunters, right.
And I think those Hurricane Bolters, even though they don't seem like anti-vehicle, it did the 2 wounds that helped blow up.
Right, they contributed to the Dreadnought as well, yeah.
I mean, it didn't explode, but it helped put it down.
Yeah. The Interceptors really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, they're just there for now. Predator was also able to put some wounds onto the Razorback.
If you don't remember seeing that there earlier, we forgot to field it earlier, and we just went ahead and allow him to place it where he would have put it earlier.
Right,
so.
Which, it's back there. It came in last, and that's okay. We're fine with that. So really, we were able to take out some models off the board, which is what we were looking for. We were also able to take off some points off of that knight, which is another thing, because once these knights go toe-to-toe, we need to be able to be on an even playing field. And I think that's super important. Lysander is just there, just kind of give a little morale boost to the to my knight, and we'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see what happens on the top of turn 2.
Well, shooting phase is over. Will you be declaring any charges?
Well, heck yeah, man. That's right.
All right.
I keep forgetting we got charges to do charges.
We'll be right back after the assault phase, everybody.
All right, guys. So during the fighting phase, once again, we try to concentrate as much firepower, as much damage to the knight as we could, and we were able to get Lysander and the paladin well within range. They both attacked. We were both able to whittle them down significantly. He's still there. He's still kicking. I think overall, we had a very productive first turn. We're still in first turn. We're really curious to see how things go on turn 2. It's going to be Mythos coming out of the gate. I think that that knight is going to want to try to do as much as he can. So.
He's hitting on 5, so he's not. Yeah. He missed every attack here because he's hitting on 5. So the knight's pretty much done.
But anyway, we still got some stuff on the table, and we'll see where it goes.
All right, guys. End of Space Wolves movement phase. I am struggling here at 7 points. The knight just barely moved back 3 inches to kind of create a gap to do some shooting at the knight. With that Thunderstrike Gauntlet, as nice of a weapon as it is, it's hitting on 5s. So I really need to try and put some damage into the shooting phase before we attempt that again, because it ain't easy unless you're rolling like freak, it ain't easy to hit on 5s. My Wolfen got 3 inches out of my flyer over there. There was enough room for their base plus an inch and a little more to squeeze past the Dreadnought, so we scooted right on by him. Wolfen and then the Wolf Priest with the jump pack came out. So there they are.
A lot of anger right there.
And so they're going to be taking the fight to the knight physically. So hopefully my knight won't even have to get into close combat this round. That will put them dangerously close to the aggressors and the Captain Lysander there. But it's okay, because that knight needs to go. It's a priority. Everything else on my end kind of stayed in one spot. Because I want to make sure I get my maximum shooting out of over here. And we'll see what happens. So hopefully that melee there will help me turn the tide. We're going to go into shooting, and then we'll see what happens after that. Alright guys, I think I may have pulled it back, hopefully. So, Wolfen piled in. They got like a 7 to charge. The priest there ended up with like a 9 to charge, so we went all the way over, so that way they would be less likely to be shot at on Freak's turn. And the Wolfen 4 Thunderhammers came in and just cleared out the knight. So between the clearing of some of the Hellblasters and some of the aggressors, I definitely feel like I have a better chance. I mean, Lysander's still a beast. There's a good chance he could come in and just mess up my day. But I do have the Armor of Rust, and I still got the Wolfen, so we'll see how that goes. I do have this firepower down back here, and there's significantly less. There's still a good amount of firepower coming. Definitely, I can see some firepower all over the board. That's a lot of DACA for the Wolfen to try and survive, so we will see what happens as we go into the Imperial Fist turn 2. Retaliation! Alright, and this movement here shows you why the Imperial Fists are the Siege Masters. Look at that surround and conquer technique there. And there's going to be some focus firing going on. And it is definitely possible that this board, or at least the center of the board, will be cleared by the time all of this firepower settles. So, Freak, how you feeling?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is I'm not happy that my knight got destroyed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I mean, it was a great tactic. That's the reason why I hate Wolfen.
I've come to talk with you again.
Because they do exactly what they set out to do. Surround and destroy, just like wolves. They come in packs, they surround their target, they confuse their target, and then they just pounce on them and destroy them. So good job, excellent work on taking down the knight. So now I have to tactically do what I can to take down that knight, and I got some things that I'm planning to do that hopefully we will be able to accomplish that. So we still have some things on the board. We still have one aggressor left. We still have Lysander that is alive and well and is PO'd. We got 2 Hellblasters. Got line of sight on plenty. We still got a Predator that is still at full tilt. Only has 7 wounds, but he's still going strong. We got Interceptors. That's 18 shots of goodness there, bolt of goodness. And we went ahead and we fired up the bolt drill one more time, spent that command point. And we still have a full health Land Raider Crusader. So we've got some stuff that we can still do, and hopefully we can capitalize on this turn here, on turn 2. So, wow. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
All right, brother. Let's see what goes on.
Yeah, we definitely did that. So we finally took out the knight. It needed to have been done. And now we're taking out the ones that we're trying to take out the ones that actually took out my knight. And it's these daggone Wolfen, man. So you see, we only got 2 Wolfen left. Everybody took a turn at taking pop shots at them. The aggressor actually finished off the last one. The Interceptors were able to whittle some down and take them down as well. And the Land Raider was also able to take a few down. So now we're down to 2 Wolfen and that Priest. So now that kind of gives it a good let's just say it definitely feels a little better, so we can actually go after them in our charging phase. Now, there's still plenty of firepower on the table, but I think for now the board is even, minus the troops. But I think for the most part, since they still has that gunship, and I think vehicle-wise we're still par. Troop-wise, we're pretty freaking close. And we still each have our. He has those Raiders back. I still have my Predator. We still have our tanks. So I don't know. This could be anybody's game, man.
It's getting close.
It's just getting. Yeah, it is getting close. It's getting really.
And Lysander's coming. Lysander's coming!
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's time to charge. Not happy. And Dorn is very upset. Very upset. And he still will show up at Mythos' front door, kick it in, say, "Where's Mythos?" and kick him in the nads. Okay? They did a great job taking Lysander out. I mean, it takes a lot to really, push Lysander off the board. But man, I tell you what, this freaking Wolfen and of course the priest helped that so much. What was the buff that the priest gave these guys to be able to really smoke them? Reroll ones. They were able to reroll any ones.
Reroll misses.
Yeah, misses, and yeah. So you know what?
Yeah. And then the Armor of Rust making Lysander go last was really a turning point.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: if Lysander can hit first, can strike first, always has the opportunity of the upper hand. I knew that the moment that Lysander gets pushed to the back of the bus there was no way he'd come out of it. And especially with these Wolfen, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Wolfen took him out. Yeah, and there was nothing they could do. It is what it is. We did a good try. Inceptors did nothing. 0.
They got one mortal wound on the Wolfen.
Oh yeah, right. So they did what's called what was the charge? The
crushing charge.
Crushing charge. Ooh, crushing. One mortal wound. Anyway, well at least we got one wound off. That's all we did. So yeah, so we did a lot of hoopla for nothing. We still got guys on the board, and yeah, that was a very disappointing charging phase. Anyway, so now we're going to the top of turn 3. Mythos, he's got stuff on the board. Ugh. No likey.
All right, Space Wolves turn 3. Next.
Yeah.
All right, not much movement for the Space Wolves turn 3. We dropped to hover to get a good angle on this Predator. We brought the tacticals forward so that way they could reach the aggressor. And we left the tanks where they are. And of course the center of the board is still stuck in combat. So let's see what happens. There's only a couple units left, so we'll probably come back after combined shooting and assault. So a really productive turn for the Space Wolves. Combined amount of shooting strips and wounds from the Predator and the Land Raider. Missed everything on this aggressor guy, so he may punch a plane out of the sky next turn. That'd be impressive. And then of course, after that, the combat in the middle, of course, the Wolfen and the Priest. Man, that Priest was furious. He just really punched like heck against those Inceptors, so the Inceptors are gone.
Inceptors sucked!
Admittedly, they dumped a ton of firepower into the Wolfen, but the Wolfen were just making the Storm Shield save. Oh, crap. Actually, I owe you a morale check. The Wolfen were just making Storm Shield and Feel No Pain saves for days. So they actually rolled really, really well. Just made a lot of saves for the Wolfen. So we'll see what happens as we go into Imperial Fists turn 3. Oh wow, I keep so much bloodshed for only 3 turns.
confused. Yeah, boned. Freaking boned. Boned. Alright, take a look. See this? Bonage. So, everything I threw at this right here, and by the way, screw that guy. That guy, screw him with a spoon. Can't freaking stand him. Everything I threw, yeah, I hit, but they always make it in the stupid, what is it, the feel no pain. Just total suckage. I could even hit these tacticals, whatever the hell you call them, with this damn store bolter. Couldn't do squat with them. The only one I think that actually did anything was the Land Raider, and that was, I don't think he did anything with that. No, didn't do much with that either. Aggressor moved in onto the, up against the flyer, and didn't do squat. So this was a complete, total waste of a turn. The turn 3 really sucked donkey. So yeah, that was pretty sucky. It was, I mean, damn the rolls. It's all rolls. And I told Mithas, man, my rolls will be hot right at the beginning, and then it'll fizzle right at the end, and they're fizzling. Talking about, you know, crater. So anyway, so yeah. So Mithas gets to wipe the floor with me the top of turn 4. I'm excited.
All right, Space Wolves. Turn 4. So I left my flyer in combat and didn't back out because I didn't want this aggressor to shoot my Wolfen, right? Because my Wolfen only had 1 wound. Irony, he charged the Predator and got last cannoned to the face and burned to death. So I think protecting him by keeping this in combat may have been a moot point. And now my Warlord is exposed to anything that wants to shoot at it. So this is going to be kind of scary. I do have my tacticals over here. They shot, didn't really do anything. The last cannon's over here, shot, didn't really do anything. The last cannon's over here, shot, and didn't do anything. The Accelerator autocannon, even though it's more anti-infantry, managed to strip a couple wounds off the Land Raider. But yeah, all my big heavy weapons, like, really kind of whiffed this round. I scratched a little paint off of the Predator with this Power Fist on my Wolf Priest, but he's hovering there on that 1 wound. I forgot to mention earlier, he's down to 1 wound because when the Wolfen punched the Knight to death, it exploded. No, on the Dreadnought. Yeah, when the Dreadnought died, it exploded all over my Priest and stripped 3 wounds off of him. So he's been hovering at 1 this whole game. So hopefully, I mean, he's singing right now. I'm all alone. There's no one here.
No, that was my Priester saying that. Yeah, that's it. He's the only guy.
So we'll see what happens in Imperial Fist turn 4. That was actually a really productive turn for the Fist. So the Land Raider wiped the last of the infantry off of my tower there. And by the way, we're not playing any mission. We're just beating the crap out of each other this game. We're just slugging each other. Speaking of sluggings, this slugger here punched that plane out of the sky. I thought for sure that it could withstand tying up 1 aggressor to keep my Wolfen and Warlord alive. And this sucker just laid down some serious damage and punched a plane. Can you imagine that? Just punching the nose out of a plane and just goes careening off.
Only in my dreams.
That would be amazing. So this guy, I think, is going to be his MVP.
Yeah. Aggressors, man, I'm telling you, I've always loved them.
Always liked aggressors. All right, guys, we're going to go into Space Wolf turn 5. So this might be the final round. Space Wolf turn 5. So
fast too,
I scraped a little paint off the Land Raider. And this Land Raider was saving last cannon shots like a boss. And then after the ironic punching a plane in the nose to death, this Priest over here punched that tank to death. And it was exactly 4 wounds on a 4-wound tank. Yep. So, but he is out there and exposed. He's like that show Naked and Afraid right now. It's not looking good for him. He's in no man's land. All right. So we'll see how this wraps up in Imperial Fist turn 5.
Right. Well, I wanted that priest dead. He's dead. Yeah, that's right. What does that ground taste like? Yeah. So I am thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. Even if I lose everything else, I'm happy with this. I'm absolutely thrilled with this outcome. I was hoping that this guy was dead. He's dead. He's dead as doornail. Man, I mean, I love Mythos. Love you, bro. But if it weren't you, I'd probably take that model and set it on fire. I hate that guy. Hate that guy. Guy
He just
sucks.
gives rerolls to hits.
Still, guy sucks. No. What? What? No. We rolls the hit. Yeah. Okay. Who benefits who? Anyway. So anyway, I'm glad he's dead. Finally wasted him with the Land Raider. Land Raider says, "I'm done with you." 24 shots right in his forehead. Splatter on the ground. I'm good with that. So now it's whatever. We still have my aggressor that's by his lonesome. He's still full tilt, and I'm at 8 wounds left on this Land Raider. Of course, he's got his Sicarian, however you want to call it, still at full wound health, and a Predator that's...
Well, that's 5 turns.
First.
You want to call it a game there? Or you want to keep going?
Man, this is
You want to roll it?
Yeah, let's roll. See what happens. All right, ready?
All right, I guess on a 4 up, we'll keep going.
Let's see what happens. Nope, it's done.
Game over.
We are done.
I don't even know who to declare the victor here. There's a lot of dead on both sides.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about last man standing, I think overall, point-wise and vehicle-wise, I think you got it. Because,
Vehicle-wise, I got it, but
Yeah.
you're the only one with boots on the ground.
yeah, I don't know how that will go. I mean, I don't would call it a... Here's the thing. If you would come after me between my poor 8-wound Land Raider and my only 2 wounds of... I think you got this one.
I think I'm happy calling it a draw. Cool.
That was a heck of a game. Freaking... Okay, guys, I'm not going to lie. The roller coaster ride, you need Dramamine to keep from puking. Because this ride was all over the place. This was just the most unbelievable, absolutely white knuckle biting, holy crap, sphincter clutching. I'm telling you, this was rough.
First he was rolling hot.
Yeah.
And then he rolled really lukewarm.
Yeah, I got this. And then all of a sudden...
And then he rolled cold. And then he came back up at the end.
I can't take this emotion.
And at the end, I couldn't hit anything with the last cannon to save my life. It was hilarious.
Up and down.
Yeah, it was funny.
But yeah, I have to say we were kind of expecting a pretty intense game. It was exactly that. It was 100% intense, 100% flat out brawl. It was just I got no words.
Let's go to the desktop battle real quick.
Let's do it.
Holy crap! That game took like 6 hours. That thing put us through. I think at some point both of us were stressed out and maybe a little pissed off. That was an intense game,
dude.
And we didn't even set any parameters. Honestly, we didn't even say let's go by mission points points of the model, or we were just like, let's get these knights in an arena and punch the crap out of each other. And that's what we did. Yeah. And man, dice went hot, dice went cold.
Man.
And it was never a little bit at a time. Like there would be whole waves where one of us were doing better than the other, which is crazy because we're used to having intense fights and we're used to having like back and forth knuckle draggers, but
consistent.
It's usually consistent. Yeah. When we have whole rounds where like a whole round that's Freak's round or a whole round that's my round, it's just like it can be. Oh man, I just lost 600 points this turn. That's crazy.
But the thing is, what we used to have was the game would tilt to one side. It wasn't just you know, it wasn't that.
Or a constant slobber knocker.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, I take a few models, you take a full. It wasn't like, you take 400 points, I take 400.
This was, I'm telling you, man, this was probably one of the most emotionally draining games that I played in a long time.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely, I was salty at one point, he was salty at one point.
I was just more like incredulous. There's just no way. I'm like, okay, there's no way that all of a sudden my dice just give up.
We were salty.
Like, I'm done. Yeah,
You know, I have to say, I haven't had a game since mid-December.
How did it feel, actually?
And I think just so much emotion went into this battle. I think I'm done on battles for a while. Like, I think I've spent just, it's all rushed out of me. Just,
Yep. Just like you're constipated and all get out, it all comes out.
I'm going to need to sleep a week after this fight.
I'm telling you, man.
I need a vape. It was crazy. But I'm so... Is this your first game using your knight?
Yep. First time.
First game. It's my second
I'm
game
pretty
overall,
happy.
but first one now that it's painted up. So the knights were cool. They were very cool.
It was a lot of fun. I wish they had more opportunity to be on the board longer. I think because we rushed right into fighting them. I mean, that was like the first.
Of course, we started on, and admittedly, we went into this saying, "Hey, this is just going to be a casual coffee table game. We know it's a small board." And man, that really played into this factor, didn't it?
It really did.
We got up in each other's faces.
I mean, it didn't,
on the board. No, we weren't like
Yeah.
like really shouting at each other. You know?
But the thing is, I mean, it went fast. It was hard, and I tell you what, those nights when they finally came to clash together, it was over really quick. It was one after the other. Of course, he killed my knight first, and then everybody else killed his knight. It was like
The crazy thing is, it was definitely not my knight that killed his knight. That thing could not have taken him in close combat. It was definitely
it's a Wolfen.
The Wolfen had to intervene, or else.
Wolf. Hey, look, guys, if anybody has any doubts on the Wolfen on effectiveness, you know what? Play him. I guarantee you. You know, if you play him right, you get that stupid priest with him.
They definitely turned the tide of the battle. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this super casual game between two bros, where I mean, super casual. We were not salty and spitting venom at each other. None of that happened.
So uneventful.
Right. These are not the
We
Georgians.
fell asleep a couple of times. Like, it's
I mean,
boring.
we were actually holding hands and singing Kumbaya most of the time. So
skipping down.
there was no pouring of salt.
No.
There was not so much salt you would have thought that this was a Friday live stream. Guys, if
Save those for fun.
if you enjoyed this weird, crazy battle report, this whole thing was kind of odd, honestly. Did you think it was odd?
It
Was there any
odd.
highlights
It was
about this game for you?
Yeah, it really was. I tell you what, again, because I've never really played Knights. That was my first experience, you know. I really, really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed, seeing how Knights play. Watching Hawk Shroud doing its job, man. Just really excited. I'm going to field them some more, and I like the Knights so much. It definitely encouraged me to continue to build more. So I don't know. We'll see what happens down the line. But we need to get more of those Knights on the board.
Man, that unwieldy on a Thunderstrike Gauntlet, that was kind of a rude awakening. I was not prepared to have that thing. You know, hitting on 5 ain't easy, unless apparently you're making my feel no pains for the Wolfen.
That chainsword, man.
Yeah, that chainsword came in and did some damage.
Yeah, it did.
I may have thrown in my chainsword.
Yeah, no, I was really impressed. That's a good combination, having the cannon and the chainsword really does the job. So it's like a 1-2 punch.
I really like the thermal cannon. I really just wanted it. Well, I didn't want it to do better. I wanted my rolls to be better.
That's exactly where it hit us. It's like these
the dice were really in control of a lot of the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure tactics-wise, we made a lot of mistakes. We probably did a couple cool things, but
I don't know. I mean, I think tactically we went at it. I think we position ourselves right exactly where we needed to be. But again, guys, you know how it goes. Just because you're planning to do something with your tactics doesn't quite mean that the dice are going to follow suit. So
It was crazy. Anyways, if you enjoyed this
still not salty.
casual game between brothers, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. And of course, drop us some comments down below. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then my brother
I'm still not salty.
and I would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Stay frosty.